Hello. All right, guys. So I'm going to make this video public. So if you are going to watch this from YouTube, um, by the way, if you're doing golf stuff, this guy, Rick Rungood, really good provider for golf. So I'm going to put this on public for YouTube. If you are watching this on YouTube and you don't know who I am, I make videos for NBA DFS. I have this subreddit. I don't own this subreddit, but DFS Sports subreddit. I make posts over there. Username is shook dash underscore or underscore dash. Um, the posts get really popular. Hundreds and hundreds of people comment. So what I basically do is I make a post every night. I post my video. And then with the news that comes out, you can see I make edits, like Smart being out, Horford doubtful, what that does, like who I like, who I don't like, who it boosts. Basically, any news that comes out, I go over it. I explain who I like, who gets the usage from it, blah blah blah. And then I post cores for the Showdown slate, like a core of 4. And then for the 2-game slates, I also post a core. So I feel like this is a good opportunity to try making this video public, just because nobody in the industry is going over 2-game slates right now. So I'll be the only one doing that, basically. So I feel like it's a good opportunity to try to grow the subreddit over here. And you guys can comment, ask questions. Got a great group of people over here that talk NBA as well. What you can do as well is comment. I will answer you instantly. If you post a comment on this subreddit, say you ask, hey, Draymond or Kleber, what I'll do, you click post, literally within a minute, not even a minute, 10 seconds, I'll have a reply for you, and I'll be like, Draymond. So, yeah, and a lot of great guys. You can talk strategy as well. Just a great place to be. Also, if you're new watching this from YouTube, I don't hide anything. So I don't get it, but no other YouTubers know nothing. They don't go over their lineups. They don't show their balance. They don't do anything. I feel like they hide their results every day. Well, that's not happening here. I show you my results every single day. I show you how I'm doing, if I'm losing, just so you can see if I'm a losing player, if I'm a winning player, just so you can see if the stuff that I'm providing actually is beneficial or not. So you'll get to see if I'm losing, if I'm winning, so forth and so on. You can actually see that you're probably getting something of good out of this content. So, yeah. We can go over my lineups from tonight. Really, really, really good night overall. So this was from the 2-game slate that ended today. The core that I gave out for this slate was Derek White, Jimmy Butler, Robert Williams, and Luka Doncic. Jimmy Butler was an absolute smash. He was a must on this slate. If you didn't have Butler, you probably didn't cash. So he was an absolute must. At low ownership, Derek White busted, but he was extremely popular, so that didn't really matter too much. Luka Doncic obviously busted tonight. Nothing you can do about that. And Robert Williams was an absolute smash. So absolutely smashed the 2-game slate. And then the core from Showdown tonight. Just a bad night. Kleber got into massive, massive foul trouble. He lost out on huge minutes, and then the blowout. Luka just wasn't himself. Nothing you can really do about that. And then Damian Lee, I had a core option. He absolutely smashed at 1K. And then I had Steph Curry as the other core option. He was an absolute must on this slate. So outside of Luka, the core did pretty good. Outside of Kleber foul trouble as well. And I'm going to go over this Showdown slate and this 2-game slate. So, yeah. Going to go over the Showdown pretty quickly, though. Just because I feel like the 2-game slate is where most of our action is going to be. By the way, this is the first time I'm looking at the slate. I was doing golf research, so I haven't looked at it at all. So the first time I'm seeing pricing is the first time you're seeing pricing. So bear with me here. Um, so Miami is 12th in pace and second defensive rating so far in the playoffs. So Jason Tatum 10-6 on a showdown slate. I really don't understand this price. It doesn't make sense to me. He's just entirely too cheap at this price tag. He should be 12 to 12.5K. Obviously, a guy, that's going to shoot the ball 20 plus time. He's a good rebounder. He can facilitate as well. Yeah, Tatum's entirely too cheap on this showdown slate. I think he looks really good. Jaylen Brown, 9.4K, I think is more appropriately priced now. If Jason Tatum is only going to be $1,000 more than Jaylen Brown, I'm definitely going to prefer Jason Tatum 1,000%. So I think Brown's an okay contrarian option, but give me Tatum all day. He's just way too cheap. Absolutely love Tatum at that price. Al Horford is doubtful, so I don't expect him to play. Marcus Smart is probable, so I'm expecting him to play. 7.2K on a showdown slate for Marcus Smart, I think is an ideal price tag, assuming he is full go. I'm assuming he's going to be full go as well, so I'm expecting 40 plus minutes from him. Obviously, their primary ball handler. I think the floor with Marcus Smart is pretty good as well, while he does have a ceiling as well. So I think Smart is solid. I'm definitely not going to go out of my way to play him though, but I think he's solid. Robert Williams, 6.2K, now got a price increase. Far as minutes go for him, I'm expecting 25 to 30, which at 6.2K definitely makes him a solid option still. I think he should be around that 7 to 8K price point on the showdown slate if he's going to be playing close to 30 minutes. So yeah, I think Robert Williams looks pretty good. Peyton Pritchard is now out of play for me with Marcus Smart coming back. And I think a pretty good value play here is Daniel Tice with no Al Horford. Even with the Marcus Smart coming back, I think Daniel Tice will still have a decent role in the offense. So if we pull a popcorn machine, are they just not doing it? I guess popcorn machine will be offline. That sucks. So we're not going to be able to see the rotations from tonight. But if you don't know this guy's popcornmachine.net, you can look at all the rotations, all the minutes. Very, very good tool. But so yeah, um, I think they're going to use Daniel Tice, and I'm expecting 15 to 20 minutes, and 1.8K is just entirely too cheap for him. So I think Daniel Tice is going to be a very, very popular value play tomorrow, and I think for good reason. Definitely do like Daniel Tice. Grant Williams, 5.4K, I think is a little bit overpriced. I don't think I will be getting to any Grant Williams tomorrow. Miami at Boston. So Boston sixth in pace, third in defensive rating so far in the playoffs. Butler 11K. I think it's still entirely too cheap for him as well. I think this pricing is pretty soft to the point where you're able to fit Tatum and Butler into the same lineup. So we know what we're getting out of Butler. We're getting 40 plus minutes. We're getting him dominating the usage. We're getting him to throw probably 20 plus shots. Um, with Lowry out, his floor with the assists and rebound is just that much higher. So, yeah, I think Butler looks really good. Bam Adebayo has struggled with Boston since they pretty much live and die by the paint. This is going to be an ownership thing for me. Once again, if he's going to be low owned, then yeah, I'll be inclined to play Bam Adebayo, even though he's been terrible. But if he's going to be popular, I'm just going to continue to fade. Tyler Hero, 6.8K, only played 27 minutes last game, but he absolutely smashed. I'm expecting 25 to 30 minutes from him. 6.8K seems like a reasonable price. I'm fine with him as like a last man in. But I'm definitely not going to go out of my way to play Tyler Hero tomorrow. But I think he's a solid mid-range option. Not going to get the Strauss when you have Hero for $400 more. Oladipo is only playing about 15 minutes a game right now, so can't pay that price for him. PJ Tucker, I think, is super safe value. Going to play all the minutes he can handle. I'm expecting 35 plus minutes from PJ Tucker. Obviously, he's a very good defender, good rebounder. He can score the ball as well. Just going to stuff the stat sheet. So I think PJ Tucker makes for a very, very safe value. And I'm really high on Gabe Vincent here. I'm expecting over 30 minutes from him as well with no Kyle Lowry. And a guy that can stuff the stat sheet, do a little bit of everything, shoot threes as well. Gabe Vincent is really good value on this slate. And then I'm probably not going to get to anyone else. So I'll mention Dwayne Dedman is like a dart. He will play the backup 5, but I would only do it in a large field tournament. Probably plays around 10 minutes. And let's go over the main slate. So first time looking at pricing, like I said. So first time I'm seeing it, first time you guys are, I'm seeing it. So bear with me here. Probably not professional for me to do this when I'm putting a YouTube video on public for the first time in my career making these posts. So just got lost track of time here. So Boston at Miami. Miami is 12th in pace, second defensive rating so far in the playoffs. Jason Tatum sub 10K. I have no issues if you want to go to him. I'm expecting 40 plus minutes from him. Same thing as I said in the showdown. You know, guy's going to do everything for the team. Phenomenal rebounder. Can do pretty much anything. You know, clear number one guy on the team. Usage wise, highest usage player on the team as well. So I think Tatum is solid play. Jaylen Brown 8-4. I think he's getting to that price point where I think he's appropriately priced. He was extremely popular last night, which was for good reason. I'm not sure if he's going to be popular here. Now the price point is getting so close to Jason Tatum, but I still think he's an okay option. I definitely do prefer Tatum. Al Horford is going to be doubtful, so I'm assuming he is going to be out. Marcus Smart himself at 6'4", dealing with the foot injury. I'm expecting him to be full go, right? I'm expecting close to 40 minutes. Phenomenal defender, can get you blocks, steals, can stuff the stat sheet as well. Wished he was a little bit cheaper, but I think 6.4K is appropriately priced for him. So I think he's an okay option. Robert Williams, 5'5", I think is a pretty good play still. I think he should be around 5.8 to 6K with him playing around 25 to 30 minutes. Obviously, a phenomenal shot blocker. Can get you multiple blocks a game, multiple steals as well. Good rebounder too. So definitely do like Rob, even at that price tag. I think he's an okay option. Derek White, completely out of play for me with Marcus Smart back. Grant Williams, 5K. Seems a little bit pricey to me. I don't think I will be getting to any Grant Williams on this slate, especially at that price tag. And then Peyton Pritchard, completely out of play for me with Smart back. Daniel Tice, 3.3K. Definitely don't hate as a value play. It's different on the main slate because on the Showdown slate he's $1,800. Now he's $3,300 on the main slate. So, well, I think Tice is a good value. I don't think he's a smash value, especially with Marcus Smart coming back. I'm still expecting around 15 to 20 minutes from him. But I definitely think with Marcus Smart getting more minutes, that's going to take away from Peyton Pritchard and Derek White. So I'd assume Daniel Tice still plays around the same minutes. So 20 minutes of Daniel Tice at 3.3K, definitely think is solid. Let me take a sip of water. Let's go over Miami. So Boston is 6th in pace, 3rd in defensive rating of the playoffs. And Jimmy Butler's not priced up enough. I don't know why he's still this price. He should be a 10.5K player, just doing everything for the team. If they want a chance to win, it has to be big games from Butler. So assuming this game stays close, Jimmy Butler's going to absolutely smash. So as far as spin-ups go, he might be my second favorite once again, outside of Luka. So obviously, Butler's a very good defender, can get you block steals too. Really good rebounder. Definitely has triple-double upside, so Butler looks great. Bam Adebayo has struggled insanely hard in this series, and he's been popular every single game. Well, I think Bam might continue to struggle with how Boston plays their defense. I definitely do think he still has a ceiling. And normally during the regular season, he was like an 8.5K player. Like, if this was any other matchup, Bam Adebayo would be like $1,000 too cheap, but since it's against Boston and how Boston defends, and with Jimmy Butler taking over, I still think Bam's fine. I don't think he's a smash play, but if you're going to get him at low ownership, I definitely do like him for tournaments. So once again, this is going to be an ownership thing for me. Max Struss is complete fish food. I will not be playing Max Struss. If he goes off, I'll just let him kill me. Tyler Hero was a guy I was extremely high on this slate, but I got off him when that Boston news came out. 5.7K is too cheap with no Lowry, so I'm pretty high on Harrow here once again. I think he's a good play, assuming we get 25 to 30 minutes from him, which I would assume would be the case. And probably he'll play more if Struss or Gabe Vincent struggles from the field. So I think Harrow is solid. Oladipo isn't playing enough for me to go there. And then I like PJ Tucker for value, right? We know what we're getting from him. We're getting 35 plus minutes. We're getting a guy that's a really good defender, getting a guy that's a good rebounder, a guy that can shoot corner threes. So I think he's super safe. Price went down a little bit too. So I think Butler is definitely, or Tucker is definitely good value. And I think Gabe Vincent stands out as one of the best values on the slate. I'm assuming similar run for him. Can definitely stuff the stat sheet as well. Can shoot the three as 3-2. And with them being so focused on Bam and Jimmy, I'm expecting open looks for Gabe Vincent. So I think Gabe Vincent stands out as one of the best, if not the best value on the slate. And then I'm not going to get to Deadman with Daniel Tice being the same price. So let's go over the Dallas side. Warriors are 4th in pace and 6th in defensive rating. So, Luka, I'm not worried about what happened tonight. I'm not. You can't have recency bias in DFS. You just cannot. I'm fine going right back to him. I don't have to go over why Luka's a good play. I love him. Absolutely love him this slate, especially if ownership is going to drop. Jalen Brunson 7-1, I think, is a little bit pricey now. Back when he was like 6'5", 6'6", I thought he was solid. But 7-1, his ceiling at this price tag just isn't there for me. So I think it's an okay option, but just a contrarian play for me. Dinwiddie's only going to play around 20 minutes if the game stays close. So now he's priced at an all-time high. So just a contrarian option for me. Got blowout run tonight, so just a contrarian option. Not going to go out of my way to play him either. And then the guys I like here once again are Dorian Finney-Smith and Reggie Bullock. These are guys that are basically not going to leave the court. They're guys that are, not going to be high usage guys, not Kleber, Bullock and Dorian Finney-Smith. But with how much they're going to be on the court, their floor is pretty high. Now, I can never get one or the other right. Like tonight, I played Dorian Finney-Smith and Reggie Bullock went off. 2 slates ago, I played Reggie Bullock and Dorian Finney-Smith went off. So I can never get either right, but I think are both good plays in the mid-range. I definitely do prefer Reggie Bullock now at 4.4K. He's just too cheap. He really is. So I think Bullock stands out as a pretty good value play. Ultimate pain with Kleber here, getting into massive foul trouble, but he was on pace for pretty good minutes, assuming the game didn't blow out and assuming he didn't get into foul trouble. Played 20 minutes, he was in foul trouble plus the game blows out. So I'm assuming close to 30 for him. And at 4.3K, he's definitely a good value as well. Not going to get to Powell, not going to get to anyone else. So last team here, guys. Dallas, 13th in pace and 7th in defensive rating. So Steph Curry 9-2, I don't think is the optimal route to go with the spend up tomorrow. But we know he has insane upside. He's been doing more peripherals of late too, so I have no issues if you want to go to Steph Curry. I just want to pull up the minutes here real quick. Okay. Yeah, no issues if you want to go to Steph. Klay Thompson is the boomer bust play on this team. Has pretty low floor. He's pretty scoring dependent, but he definitely has a ceiling if he's hitting his shots. I definitely do prefer Poole for $1,000 less. Poole at this price I think is solid. Definitely do prefer him over Klay Thompson. And Draymond Green is just super safe. Good defender, good facilitator, good rebounder, can do everything for the team. Probably going to play big minutes if the game stays close. So I think he should be around 7K. So I think Draymond is definitely solid. And I like Wiggins a lot, once again. I keep saying it, but without Gary Payton, Andrew Wiggins is their best perimeter defender. He's going to be out there for 40 minutes. Andrew Wiggins for 40 minutes at 6K is too cheap. He needs to be like 6.5K. So I'm expecting Andrew Wiggins to be extremely popular once again, but for good reason. I think Wiggins is a very good play at 6K. And then Kevon Looney played 35 minutes, but this was without Otto Porter Jr. and Kuminga. I thought there was no chance that he was going to play more than 20 minutes, but I was wrong. He played 30 minutes tonight, and if we're going to get 30 minutes of Kevon Looney at 4.2K or 4K, he stands out as a really good value play. So I think Looney just looks really good, and I think Otto Porter Jr. looks pretty good as well. We actually have value on the slate. It's actually wild. I'm expecting close to 25 minutes from him. A guy that can do everything as well. Very good rebounder too. So I think Otto Porter Jr. makes for a decent value play as well. And I probably wouldn't touch anyone else. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you guys had a good night tonight. We've been absolutely crushing in this Reddit. So if you guys are new, watching on the YouTube side of things, come over here, win money with us, and I hope you guys have a good night.